Hey, how you doing? Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I'm doing well, and no, I don't.
What was your profession in the law field?
I was a social worker. I worked for DeKalb County Defects as well as Cobb County Defects. Cobb County Defects, I worked in Child Protective Services, and then when I got transferred to DeKalb County Defects, I worked in foster care.
Okay. How would you describe yourself in the work field?
Well, I would describe myself as a hard worker, determined, an advocate for children and adolescents, um, passionate about kids and seeing them progressing to better themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. And how would you describe a typical day at work?
Whew, a typical day at work at Defects. Very busy. That's how I can describe it. Come in. I already had a to-do list because there was always so much work to do. Um, I may have court that morning for some of my kids. Then I would have to come back to the office, complete some paperwork, answer phone calls, and then make my afternoon visits to the kids and their caregivers or their school. Um, yeah, so.
Okay. And you said a to do list, so just to elaborate more on your work style.
Um, well, I can't really say that I'm just all the way organized, but I have my stuff organized to where I can figure stuff out.
Okay.
So my to-do list helped me remember what I'm supposed to do for the next day and what I need to complete.
Okay. And did you consider yourself successful there? And why?
Yes, I feel like I was successful there. I mean, I did my work. I helped as best as I could try to get families back reunited. But
Mm-hmm.
that's only if the parent worked the case plan to to get their kids back. But I would try to make sure I put stuff in place so the parents could get their kids back.
Okay. And how many hours did you normally work there?
Mm, I would say close to 50 hours a week
Mm.
because they wanted your job to be like 24/7. They gave you a cell phone and they put a policy in place where you had to answer your cell phone 24/7.
Interesting. How did you handle how did you handle stress and pressure when you was at your workplace?
Um, well, I handled stress by working out, um, doing some extracurricular activities like playing football and stuff like that, hanging out with family, hanging out with my best friend. So that was the way I handled stress from the job.
Okay, okay. What did you find are the most difficult decisions to make when you was working there?
Um, well, I can give you an example of a case. I was really fresh out of college when I started working for Defect, so I really felt like I can go in and just change the system and turn things around and this and that. But when I had this certain case, it changed my mind on that. I had a parent who was her kids were with the grandmother with her mother, and she was trying her best to work her case plan. So she had all this stuff that she needed to complete, which was almost impossible because she didn't have a car, she didn't have housing, so she had to get housing
Mhm.
through Section 8, had to get a car. And so as she's trying to work the stuff that's already on her case plan, the lawyers for the kids kept adding more and more stuff on her case plan to do. So it was like almost impossible for her to get her kids back. So one day, me being who I am, thinking I can change the world and stuff at this time, I advocated for her in court. And I stood up and I said, this mom is actually trying to work her case plan to get her kids back. And it seemed like you all are not on the same page with her. You keep adding stuff on and on and on for her to do to get her kids back. And she can't get her kids back if you want her to go here, you want her to go there, you want her to do this, you want her to do that. So needless to say, I got kind of chewed out by the judge. So that was the most difficult thing for me because, you know, defects is supposed to reunite families. So I'm trying my best to reunite this mother back with her kids, and it was pretty much impossible.
Wow. Why did you choose your major, and what made you want to go into that field?
Well, I chose social work because I knew I always wanted to help people. I knew that was a gift of mine. I always wanted to help people. Originally, I wanted to be a nurse until I found out about all the math and science courses I had to take in college, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm done, you know. The last class I took not the last class, but one of the classes I took in high school was chemistry, and I had a hard time with that, so I'm like, nah, nurse is not going to be my thing. But I knew I wanted to help people, so social work was the major that fit my interests with helping people.
Okay. And that will be all the questions for now. Thanks for